Topping our news this midday, one man is in police custody after some very tense moments involving a standoff. This morning, police arrested James Kirby. They say Kirby barricaded himself, his fiancee, and his 2-week-old baby inside a Cloverdale business. News 10's Brittany Earl was there and tells us how the 15-hour standoff finally ended.
A very different situation as to where we started yesterday at 2 o'clock. Just before 5 a.m. this morning, police were able to get the father, the mother, and the baby to come out of this building safely. This appliance building is owned by the father. This is where we had a hostage situation start off just at yesterday afternoon about 2 o'clock. Police were surrounding the area, trying to calmly communicate with the father and get him and the mother and the baby out safely. Due to patience and long hours of waiting, they were able to do that. The father is in custody. The mother and the baby are both fine. The baby was taken to the hospital just as a precautionary to be checked out safely. We did speak with Indiana State Police Sergeant Joe Watts, who told us as to how the whole situation unfolded.
Department of Child Services came to this building with law enforcement to serve a Putnam County Circuit Court order for DCS to take custody of the 2-week-old infant. And once they announced that they were going to take custody of his child, he became distraught, brandished a weapon, if you will.
We also asked Sergeant Joe Watts as to how the situation ended so calmly, whether they were able to go inside or whether the father finally decided to come out on his own.
And they peacefully surrendered at 4:45 this morning without force. We did not have to use any force. They submitted themselves willfully.
Due to being patient and having an open line of communication, if you look over my shoulder, you can see the window to the side of the building. That is the room where the father, the mother, and the baby stayed for the last 15 hours. That's how long the standoff took. They were inside that room. Through that window where you can see an air conditioning unit, police were able to run a phone line through that window and talk to the father calmly. Police did turn off their cell phones so that they could just communicate to them just through that line of communication. Being patient basically ended up being a win-win for the police. They were able to calmly wrap up a situation that could have been much worse. Reporting in Cloverdale, Indiana, I'm Brittany Earl, News 10. Back to you.
All right, Brittany Earl reporting for you this midday. James Kirby was taken into custody for criminal confinement, resisting law enforcement with a weapon, and neglect of a dependent.